Hi everyone. Welcome to Bubble Talk with Burge. Are you ready to get burged? I'm ready to get burged. I need somebody to burge me, right? So a Bubble Talk with Burge is that subconscious thought that keeps you from getting what you want. So the reason I call it Bubble Talk, just for those of you who have not seen these before, you ever see those bubbles above your head? Hey, Kristen. You see those bubbles above your head on a cartoon character, and that's the bubble that they're thinking? Well, that's the subconscious or unconscious thought that could be different from your conscious thought, okay? You may want to have a lot of money and have a better relationship or have purpose, but you could have a block when your subconscious or unconscious is not aligned. Burgess, Kristen says, you got it. So share this, like this, ask questions while we're going through this. And I apologize I wasn't here on last Friday because remember I do every Tuesday and Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But my little boy, Merlin, my little puppy dog, those of you who've been watching, been in contact with me about that, you know, he's on his way to transition, and we were in the ER during that time. So, you know, he's still here and still in hospice care, basically, me. And so he's hanging in there. And a lot of people have checked in with him because he's been our little healer dog for the last 14 years. And he is unconditional love. He is something that he's been a big part of our transformations that we've had in the workshops at Essence of Being. Whenever I do any kind of private session work, I do a lot of those. He's always there. So now pretty soon he'll be with us from the other side, right? So that's why I was not with us on Friday, because we were in the ER with him. So he's still kicking, still hanging in there and wanting to be there. And so the question, one of the things I'm going to be doing with my Power Hour, which is my free call about that, every third Wednesday of every month, I will be doing my Power Hour, and I'm doing it on love and grief. Because that's just what's coming up for me. I know this is a love month because of Valentine's Day, and we get really attached to people and things and our animals and our plants and those types of things. We get attached to our dreams and our visions, and sometimes it's hard to say goodbye, or it's hard to let go or surrender. Hi, is it Maripat? Hi, Maripat. So I thought we would talk about that just a little bit because that's what's going on for me. As you know, I got back from seeing my son, Dustin, on the Disney Wonder, and he was magnificent with his girlfriend, Julia, and they're doing Frozen together, among other shows. So that was really awesome to take a minute out. But I was concerned because I left, and my puppy dog has been with me, Merlin, has been, you know, I've been with him this whole time. So, hi, Dana. So it's been a roller coaster ride of emotions and surrender and peelings of peeling back the layers of attachment and letting go and surrendering. So when you love somebody or you love something so much, and the pain that you feel when they leave, or the pain that comes up, the sadness, you know, what is that about? Oh, Dana says, hi, love. Yes. So it is going to be Valentine's Day on Thursday. So I do want to talk about love for sure. And also we are doing our Essence of Abundance one day this Saturday. So I'm still in the quarter of prosperity and abundance in our Conscious Leadership Academy. There's so many things going on all at once, but since it is going to be Valentine's Day, I thought I would speak today about love and grief. And that's what my Power Hour will be on next week as well. It'll be a whole hour that you can ask questions and participate in. So when you're really attached, what do you do, right? So the attachment, what I have learned, is that it can cloud a lot of things. It can keep you in denial. It can keep you motivated. It can keep you in a state of worry. It can keep you a position of concern or excitement. So people get attached, right? And so how do you love something or someone so much and not be attached to them? So, hi, Michael. Hi, I'll see you this Saturday at the Essence of Abundance, my friend. Mr. Conscious Leader, and Dana, Conscious Leader, yes. Love it that you guys are in the Academy. So, welcome to Love and Grief today, right? So, I think that one of the things I've learned is that if you let go of the outcome, right, not be attached to the outcome. Now, we know the outcome for a lot of people is death, clearly. That is an outcome, but there's more after that. In my belief, there's more after death, okay? So we don't really die. There's the energy, the experience of our energy that lives forever. And that's what I believe. And no matter what your belief system is and however you deal with death, everybody deals with death and grief a little differently. Some people, they're done and they move on. Some people, it lingers for a long, long time. There's lots of feelings that come up and sadness. And, the thing about grief is it has so many different, not only stages, I think all of you know about those, but they have different faces of grief and what that looks like. And how do we go on without that person? Well, or that thing, or my pet, part of all of this is understanding that we are autonomous and that we are connected to our source, okay? And that never goes away. Our source, our connection, our God, our universal spirit, whatever you want to call that, it's always there. And these bodies that we have are just bodies. They're just a shell that we use this time. That's my belief. And what happens is, I know that many of you feel other perhaps energies, or you have these feelings or these deja vus, or you might even see figures or different energies around, okay? And we deal in those in the fourth and fifth dimension a lot. So no matter what your belief system is, I'm just sharing you with what I believe and also what seems to be supportive of how to deal with letting go of the attachment to people and things and animals that you get attached to in this world. And the reason why I think so many of us have pets is because of that connection piece. We all want to be connected. We all want to have that unconditional love. And oftentimes with people, there's conditions attached. And we learn that from our parents, or we've learned that from our experiences and our upbringing. So that, yeah, we might get loved, but we have to do something for it. Or we think we do. Or we might feel loved, but, definitely there might be strings attached. Or maybe it's not enough. Maybe we think there's just not enough love to go around. And so it's conditional. I'll love you enough if you do this. Okay? So these pets that we have are very unconditional love. They love you no matter what. And wouldn't it be awesome if we could feel that unconditional love from ourselves? That we have that connection, or that we feel that unconditional love from spirit? Or that we feel that unconditional love from other people. But I think it starts with just knowing that we are always loved and always wanted, and that we are connected. If you have no sense of self or no sense of connection, then a lot of times what we do is we reach out to other people, other places, other things, pets, whatever, to say, hey, love me. Love me enough so I can love myself. Or show me that I'm lovable. Prove to me that I'm lovable. So a lot of times people get into relationships with anything to basically say unconsciously and subconsciously through their bubble talk, love me, prove to me that I'm lovable so that I can love myself. Prove to me that I'm worthy of love. And the grief part, I think, for many of us is that loss that happens when we feel like a part of us is left. We get so attached to that other person that we believe that they're part of us. It's like we're nothing without them, or that animal. So one of Buckminster Fuller's philosophies, that is one of the things that we teach in our Essence of Being series and all the workshops that we do, he talked about orbiting in love. And the whole sense of orbiting in love is that you are whole and complete, and you don't need another person or another thing to make you whole and complete. And if you ask another being to please love me enough to show me that I'm lovable, you're putting a lot of pressure on that other person or that other thing. Kristen says, oh my God, jealousy was my bubble talk last night. Okay, there you go. So I'm talking to you, Kristen. So yeah, it's this thing about, we feel like we have to have another person or another thing show us and prove to us how lovable we are. And so we're basically saying, that's my other half, right? Here's my other half, or here's my better half. Well, what does that make you? A half person? What does that make you when, for God forbid, something happens and they leave? You're a half person? That's why so many people get devastated. Because it's like they don't know who they are without that person or that thing. The dynamic changes. So orbiting in love is this really powerful concept of knowing that you're whole and complete and the other person's whole and complete. But when you come together, you don't become one person. That's not the unity of one person. It creates a whole nother energy called us. There's you, there's me, and together it makes a third energy or a third entity called us. So you don't lose you. You don't lose who you are within that relationship. And so many of us do, right? We get lost. We get lost in that relationship. It's like, I'm, totally jumping in and I'm forgetting and losing who I am. So orbiting in love means that you are orbiting and that you have a connection that's whole and complete, and you do not need anything from the outside to make you feel that way. Okay? Brady Bird, listen to this play. Okay. So the other thing is, when you feel that way, when you're really whole and complete, you will attract to you another whole and complete person. And from that, you will create something even bigger than yourselves. So my husband and I, what we have created is, I'm whole and complete, he's whole and complete. And when something happens between the two of us, if one of us leaves before the other one for whatever reason, we'll feel sad, we'll feel things, but I won't lose who I am, and he won't lose who he is. However, when we're together, it creates a whole nother energy that's bigger. It's bigger than we can provide on our own. It's called synergy. 1 + 1 = 3. Me and you make 3, okay? So that you don't merge into each other, you actually expand. So when you expand in your relationships and you become a bigger thing because you are together, that's really powerful. And yes, the grief part, when people leave, it is definitely, it triggers loss. It triggers us feeling alone. It triggers that, are we ever going to be loved again? But my thought is that if we know that we are loved on a cellular level, no matter what, for ourselves and for our connection to spirit, okay, our universe or God, and if you know that and you feel that within you, then these triggers that we feel when people leave, we'll feel loss and we'll feel sadness. But the thing is, it's not that they've left, it's that they've morphed into a whole nother space so that we can still be with them, but in a bigger space. We can still create together. So love and grief is interesting, and they always say the height of your joy is equal to the depths of your sorrow. So the depths of your sorrow is equal to the heights of your joy. And so I would say, again, they say it's better to love and have lost than never have loved at all. So, hey, Karen. So that is really important to understand on a really big scale, that love is love is love is love. And that if you choose to believe that you are loved, no matter what, then you're more at peace with yourself, and that you do not need any other outside influence to prove to you that that's the case. And it frees people up. So I have freed my husband up. I want to free myself up from my little Merlin, to let him know that I'm okay and that I am loved and I love him, and there will be grief and there'll be sadness. However, it's expansive, and that we can create even more things together. Love is love is love, Karen says, yes. And so love is also, again, we're doing our Essence of Abundance this Saturday, and abundance of love, right? You can have an abundance of love, of prosperity, of friends, of family, of connection, okay? You can also have an abundance of guilt and pain and suffering and stuff, okay? So we're all abundant. It just depends on what you choose to be abundant in. So join us if you can, if you want to create more prosperity from that realm. You can do so, and come Saturday to our Essence of Abundance class we're doing this Saturday, February 16th. It's a one-day. We're also going to be live streaming it, so you'll be able to see it from there. All of you conscious leaders out there, our Conscious Leadership Academy is waiting for you. We have so many people in it now, and it's exciting that we are building this global movement of conscious leaders, empowering others to create a win-win world. And so I really have been set on fire with what's going on with all of the people who've joined our academy so far. And don't be left out, because we need you and you need us. Because we, instead of, I don't want to say need us, because then it implies that we need something from you or you need something from us, which is contradictory of what I just said, that we don't need anything from each other. So it's better if we can work together as a team, as a whole complete entity, okay? So this academy that we've created are whole and complete people. All right, we're whole and complete people, and we're just remembering that. So sometimes we forget. Oh, that's right. We are powerful. We are magnificent. We are creative. Okay, and that's right. We are able to do that. So, as I normally do with my bubble talk, I just want to talk about love and grief a little bit. That's why I kind of started out with that. And in these bubble talk series, I normally pull a card from our Essence of Being deck, and I'll pull one real quick, just so we have something to focus on. Here they are for the rest of the week, until I see you again on Friday, assuming my dog doesn't go into ER again. My sweet boy, my sweet love muffin, Merlin. But let's see what we have. Well, it's such a coincidence that I pulled this, right? Let's see what I pulled. Trust and allow, and don't ask how. That's for all of us out there. Trust and allow, and don't ask how. That's one of my favorite. Hi, Angie. One of my favorite sayings that we say in the workshops, in our Essence of Being classes, and all of our Essence series, and our Conscious Leadership Academy. It says, oftentimes you want to decide exactly how and when you want something to happen. The universe knows how and when the highest good for you will manifest. So trust is a big one. So if you want to take this mantra on, take it. Trust and allow, and don't ask how. And just know that whatever you focus on will expand. And the love that you feel inside, it really starts from inside and it goes out. Okay? So trusting your intuition, trusting yourself, trusting your connection, and allowing the love to flow through you. And you don't have to hold on to it. If you let it flow through you, then it flows, and it's a continuous cycle. The minute you stop it and you hold on to it, it implies scarcity. It implies there's not enough, and it implies that I'm not lovable, and I've got to hold on to it. I've got to hold on to that love because there's not enough. or I'm not enough. So when we say let go and surrender and allow, okay, that's what that means, is let the channel flow. Let it flow, and you'll get more of what you want instead of holding on to it so tightly that you squeeze the joy and the love out of it. So again, this is Bubble Talk with Burge. Go to essenceofbeing.com/EOA, which stands for Essence of Abundance, and you get to do a free abundance course. It's an online course that I'm giving you. So you can kind of get a taste, a little taste of what we're doing this whole year with the Academy. It's an online and in-person workshops that we do, okay? So also, if you want to just check out Conscious Leadership Academy, you can go to essenceofbeing.com/CLA, which stands for Conscious Leadership Academy. And there's Vismaya, and I just did... we did a wonderful thing today with gratitude with Vismaya. Thank you, Vismaya. I put it on my page. Hopefully you guys can see that. We did a great interview about gratitude and about allowing and giving and receiving. And so that also has to do with raising the consciousness of the planet, raising the consciousness of who we are, and allowing our love to flow. So join me this Saturday. Join me for Essence of Being next month in March. Just go to essenceofbeing.com, check it out, join the Academy, be a part of this movement, because, again, I say we need you, but we choose you, and you choose to support. It's really great to have conscious leaders around you reminding all of us and each other how important we really are, because you make a difference. And Karen says it's on her page as well. So you make a difference, you matter. Don't give up, and know that I love you, and trust and allow, and don't ask how. And I will see you on Friday.